What is good, you guys? Today we are talking about the OG of OGs, and for the first time in like forever, I actually got something early. Now these just came in today, and after I spent about 20 minutes just staring at them, I was like, all right, let's make this video. Now these are highly anticipated. These are the OGs. You know what it is, but everybody wants to know, how's the leather quality gonna be? How's the QC gonna be? How's it stack up to the previous release? What's up with the bigger swoosh that they brought back? And I'm here to tell you that they did not disappoint. These are fire in hand, and you're going to see exactly why as we go through the video, because today we are talking about the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Chicago's. So anybody who considers himself even a moderate sneakerhead has already seen these, worn them, had them, sold them, beat them, whatever. So I'm not going to waste too much time going through the generic overall shape and details in that way. I'm just going to point out to you guys on this shoe the elevations and materials that I noticed on this that just stood out to me right out of the gate. And the first thing has definitely got to be these red leather panels. These feel premium. I mean, these are a meaty, nice leather. You can see at the tops of all the panels, you get this nice cut and it just feels nice. This is not like a flimsy kind of junk leather that you would get on some of the GRs maybe. And this red, they nailed it. That deep red, as soon as I peeled that tissue paper back, I was like, that's the Chicago one right there. They killed that. And all of these panels, I'm sure is going to even be evident on B-roll, but having these in hand, you just really feel like you got that perfect low version of the OG. Now the leather on the top of the toe box, that's a little bit more standard issue, what you would expect from a Jordan 1. There's nothing really crazy going on there. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And the white leather on the middle portions, that definitely does feel a little bit more premium. It's got that nice kind of wrinkle to it. It's similar to what I imagine the shattered backboards quality would be like in that regard, the new release. And then the swoosh panel, that's just a pretty standard leather there. And as far as the big swoosh on here, I mean, keep in mind, I do have a bigger size here. These are at 12.5. And at first, when I saw the early images of them bringing that back, I kind of didn't like it. But honestly, once I saw these in person, that proportion is perfect. I would not want these any other way. And I am glad at the end of the day that they decided to bring that back. And the tongue on here with the Nike Air tag, I feel like everything is perfectly placed and portioned. This looks like you told somebody to draw it and said you wanted the perfect proportions. That's what I feel like you're getting on these. The other thing I like on these is the lace length itself, because I feel like sometimes it's a little bit too long or too short, and people a lot of times tuck the laces in anyways, but that's not my thing. I like to have them out, and I feel like they nailed that lace length because I was able to tighten these up just how I like to wear them, and I had that nice little knot at the top, but not crazy excess like drooping off or anything, so it still looks neat. The sock liner on these comes with pretty much your standard padding that you get on Air Jordan 1 lows. Nothing crazy there, but it's in that nice black satin, and it does feel good on foot. And as far as QC, I didn't really notice anything crazy. I don't have any like excessive glue stains or weird stitching. Like, this really looks nice and tight. They did a good job on that. The only, I guess, QC thing I could complain about is I got one of the shoes kind of leaning, but I've seen that before with Air Jordan 1, so I'm not tripping off of that. And I guess on the back right heel, you can see some little marks there, but it's nothing crazy, and it's not in an area that I'm really worried about. So overall, the QC on my pair was pretty much good to go. I don't really have any complaints there. As far as the box, it comes in your standard Jordan 1 box. That is the color code right there. These do come with an extra pair of white laces. I don't really like to rock these that way. I mean, maybe some people do, but anyways, you do have that option because you get that secondary pair, and it doesn't really add or take away from the shoe. But when I opened it up, you have that typical flip up paper, but then each shoe was wrapped in its own individual paper on top of that, which I thought was kind of nice. But overall, I cannot stress enough how much these red panels just set this shoe off. I mean, from the cut of it to the look and feel, that color even, I feel like these are really gonna be some sturdy materials that are gonna hold up a long time. I noticed some of the older pairs really were cracking on that top leather, and like I said, this isn't that much better or worse, but I don't know. I really think these are just gonna stand the test of time a little bit better than that previous version. Now, as far as sizing, there's two things that I would say. Number one is if you've had or own these and you know your size, go with that, because there's not going to be much difference here. It's going to be your standard Air Jordan 1 low size. I know a lot of people go down a half a size. I've done that as well, and it worked out fine. But for me, with these particularly, I decided to go a different route. I actually went up a half a size from my true size, and that's just because I was trying to get the move all day insoles in here, because in the past I've tried it with true to size. I wouldn't even attempt it with the half size down, but we all know this is not a very comfortable shoe, so I feel like putting those move insoles in there really helps a lot if you're trying to rock these out and just not be killing your feet. And I'm happy to say that that half size up worked perfectly, at least for my personal size preferences. Like, I got about a finger's width from my toe to the end of the shoe, which is what I like, but that's why I preface with, if you know your size and you're good with that, stick with that. As far as sizing in general, that is not going to change with these. Now, it's not like the insole in here is bad. In fact, it's probably one of the best insoles that you do get standard issue with any sneaker. I used to actually put those in other sneakers to beef those up before I got the move insoles, so I'm not saying they're not comfortable without it. It's just my personal preference to beef that up a little bit. Now let's just look at some on-foot shots of these, because these are bangers. I mean, everybody knows the Chicago one is a classic instant, but these just go with anything: pants, shorts, cargos, jeans, whatever it is you're trying to do, different colors. These things are universal. As soon as I got these laced up and threw them on feet, just even going around the house, I really couldn't wait to just chuck these on and head out to do whatever. And I personally have started to like Air Jordan 1s when they're more beat up. I'm not saying I'm gonna go jump in mud puddles with these right now, but it's like over time I feel like they just look better when they kind of get aged, and I feel like the materials on these are gonna hold up a lot better for that process. But overall, you guys, with all these crazy re-releases of iconic shoes and that recent stuff lately with the undefeated 4s and that just horrendous QC, I'm just happy to report they did not screw these up. These are going to exceed expectations. This is exactly how I feel like all of us are going to want it to be. I highly recommend this shoe. I was able to get these early from District 1 NY. I'll put their Instagram up right here. I ride with these guys. I get plenty of good deals. They have a really crazy selection, and they always have good prices and a lot of good options for used shoes. But honestly, I feel like at any price, well, maybe not any price, but almost any, these are a must cop. You're not going to be let down by this shoe. Jordan did it right this time. I'm super happy with these, and I think you guys will be too. But that's going to wrap up my review on the 2025 release of the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Chicago's. I recommend you guys get out there and get them. Let me know if you do and how you like them. But thanks for watching, you guys, and remember, life's short, so buy the shoes.